It is time for an atheist to read the Quran. Now, I Googled, what are the best ways for a beginner to read the Quran? And I want to show you what I found before I get going. Perform wudu before starting reading. The Quran must be handled only with clean hands, so perform wudu. You don't want to know what I was doing with my hands before this video. I'll go wash them real quick. Sit in a respectful manner while reading the Quran. Put the Quran in an elevated position and hold the Quran in your right hand. Right hand. I'm going to be reading it on my computer. This thing is really heavy. All right, enough jokies. Let's get to the reading. Okay, so I am reading from Quran.com, and you can see the Quran is broken into 114 chapters, or surahs. Please forgive me for any bad pronunciations. That is going to be a recurring theme in this series. Before I actually start reading, one thing that I like is you can press play and check this out. Listen, it like sings it to you. Pretty cool. I'm going to leave the camera on me while I read the first surah, which is entitled Al-Fatiha. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. All praise is for Allah, Lord of all worlds, the most compassionate, most merciful, Master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, not those you are displeased with, or those who are astray. Okay, so I am taking the approach of, I know nothing about this book, about this God. I am flushing from me my 41 years of knowledge and 35 years of belief in the Christian God, the God of the New and Old Testament. And I am treating Allah as though this is a completely different deity. I'm going to let the words define Allah for themselves and not let my Christian background kind of taint the version of this God that I am being presented with. Is that fair? What I've learned about Allah in this first surah is that Allah is most compassionate, most merciful, is the Lord of all worlds, the most compassionate, the Master of the day of judgment. We only worship Allah, and we want Allah to guide us along the straight path of those that He has blessed, and not those that Allah is displeased with, who are astray. Little concerned about the foreshadowing. I think we're going to get who is that astray person of which is mentioned at the end of this surah. This is the first introduction of an us versus them theme, which I am particularly sensitive to. My current worldview is that there is not one straight path, there is not one group that has all the truth, that there are many valid paths. Any system that tries to say otherwise typically is trying to lead based on fear and control and manipulation. But hey, I'm new to this, Allah. Let's go on to the next surah in the next video, and I'll just react in real time. What do you think? How'd we do?